You have alleged that the case of Mlolongo, for example, that there are some protesters who were armed. Well, it's not first 3 hours, it's 7-hour standoff between police and protesters. I was there that whole day, and I was present.
But let me just finish. 3 hours without police, 4 hours now with the police.
Okay. All throughout, there was police presence. I was there in person. And it was after that they got reinforcements from Machakos and some from the flying squad unit of the DCI and even the anti-terror unit, which was present, because I covered that 7-hour ordeal at the expressway. It's unfortunate, Honorable Kagushia, that you made your point. Allow me to ask you the question. That the expressway was damaged, Quickmart supermarket was also damaged, but not looted. I was present and documented. However, I've also documented cases of police killings, even with my phone. I have it here, of 4 who were killed by police. I mean, when you say that they were armed, I never witnessed any as such. I was on the ground for 7 hours. And these are innocent Kenyans who were killed by police. Where do you draw the line? And when you make allegation of these who are armed through the guns that are owned and recovered from current homes of people who you never mentioned, number one, how do you substantiate that claim? Number two, what about the sanctity of the human lives of the 4 people who were killed in Mlolongo in the last time that the opposition had protested?
Yeah, one of the issues that I want to point out, you covered for us Mlolongo.
7 hours.
7 hours, and we could see it on TV.
Yeah.
Do you know we were wondering what is happening? Because violent protests, people are destroying property, and they took time to destroy property, and we could not see police engaging them. And it was clear on TV. We could see it on your TV as you are covering. And I'm sure you also saw it with your eyes. And we were wondering, is there some kind of protest also from some of those guys there? And in fact, I'm one of the people who called upon even the police force that is around that area also to be investigated. Are you getting? Why is it that you allow those kind of destruction, that kind of destruction to go on without much intervention?
Well, Honorable Kagusha, okay, allow me to tell you the reason, and I want a specific answer to my question.
Yeah.
Police at some point had run out of tear gas and even live ammunition. Were it not for the reinforcement which came from Machakos and also from the flying squad unit. That aside, on the substantiation of the claim you made of the guns from which you said recovered from current homes and some used to plant amongst the protesters to be used by the protesters during the opposition-led protest. I mean, how do you substantiate that claim first? That is the question.
You know, without having to give a blanket condemnation of police, there are a few rogue policemen who are also used by the politicians to advance their claim.
In what way?
Because in the whole of this, some people just want to create a narrative of police brutality. And
that's not the question, because of time, because we need to sample the feedback. You made an allegation of the guns that were recovered, you said, from current homes of some politicians that were used during the protests by the opposition protesters. How do you substantiate that claim? Because there's an authority that checks over the firearms because it licenses. So how do you substantiate the claim you made of guns that were planted by the opposition?
I think I have already substantiated that. I've already clearly indicated that there are people in court already on the allegation of having illegal firearms, and some of them legal, and some of them were actually used in this protest. And
how do you substantiate? That's the claim I'm making, because you're not a court of law.
Is it not
you're
enough?
Not the independent authority that ought to be speaking.
Is it not enough, Ayub? Is it not enough that the police have intelligence, police have raided, police have made arrests, police have charged? Is it not that enough for you?
Okay, who is in court? Tell me who is in court for having illegal or legal firearm. Who?
Didn't you see people being produced yesterday?
Who are they? Okay, there are many. Oluoch, Maina Njenga, Wabo Wino. Who are they?
What allegations were given on Maina Njenga? What charges were preferred against him?
But who is the authority that ought to be speaking about this?
What I mean, have you seen what Kindiki has said? Kindiki says, this is page 4 of Daily Nation.
Okay.
Have you seen? Kindiki says 23 firearms suspected to have been used in illegal activities were recovered in Karen homes.
Okay.
I mean, is Kindiki an authority to you?
Well, you said that from Karen homes
Yeah.
were used by opposition protesters, for example, in Mulolongo. I want the substantiation from Kindiki. Take it over from there. And tell me about the process from where that was taken, the guns were taken for the protesters to be used during the protest. That's
the kind of
and the understanding. I just want in terms of substantiation.
the kind of a question you're asking, you may never get an answer.